Hello everyone, Brendan Snyder here. How are you? And thank you for joining me. I've got another really cool release for you guys. This one just came out on Friday, February 21st, and it comes to us from the frontman of Saxon, Biff Byford. The album's called School of Hard Knocks. At 69 years old, I think it's really cool that he's making his first solo album here. Now with Saxon, they started in 1977, but in 1979 they put out their first album, this one here. And so they just had their 40th anniversary on that. The band has made 22 studio albums over the years. Now, of course, they've made many other live and compilation and that sort of thing, but 22 studio records. So after all that, Biff Byford has decided he wants to make a solo record. This one here, School of Hard Knocks. And now it's really a mixed bag of things and a lot of different styles of music here. It's got things like, it's got prog metal on it, it's got some thrash, some really heavy stuff. It's even got a spoken word number on it. Then there's some lush balladry type stuff. And then it's even got an acoustic number on it. And it's also got just some real straight ahead rock on it as well. So he's kind of all over the place on it. And it's interesting to hear these different stylings and things. And of course with his vocals, it all sounds like Biff. There's some cool guests on it too. We've got Phil Campbell from formerly from Motorhead on here, and Nibs Carter guest is Saxon bandmate, and then Paul Quinn, also Saxon bandmate, but he writes with him, and that's a cool number on here as well. The album kicks off, track number 1, Welcome to the Show. Now this one here is one of those straight ahead rock songs. It's almost got a Bon Jovi feel, like the modern day era stuff that they've been doing, until of course Biff's vocals come in, and then it sounds exactly like what we would expect from him. And it's about his life growing up, and it's cool to hear him sing about that history and everything. Track 2 is called School of Hard Knocks. Of course, it's the title track to the album, and it's another cool rocker, but it's got some really cool, powerful Biff Byford vocals on this thing where he's just howling and wailing, and it's just classic sounding. Track number 3 is that spoken word song I was talking about. It's called Inquisitor. It's really kind of out of left field, and in my opinion, it kind of breaks the album a little bit, at least the flow of it. And his vocals are really quite gravelly and raspy in this, and I had to check the credits on this because I almost thought it was Lemmy doing it here, you know, some old recording or something, but it's not, it's Biff. It just doesn't quite sound like him on it. But track 4, we get right back into things. It's called The Pit and the Pendulum. And this track is the first one that sounds like Saxon, and it's a cool 7-minute prog metal glory piece on here. Track number 5, called Worlds Collide, is a really heavy, brutal track. It's got some great guitar soloing on this one too. Now track 6 is called Scarborough Fair, and this one here is a cover song, and it comes from Simon and Garfunkel. This track here is beautifully done and arranged, but I feel like Biff's vocals are a little too gravelly and raspy for this one here. It just seems a little out of place on this. Track number 7, of course, we get back into things, Pedal to the Metal. It's another really heavy rocker. It could be at home on any of the modern day Saxon era albums that have been released in the last few years. Track number 8, Hearts of Steel. I just absolutely love the guitar on this track, the opening on it, the soloing, really amazing one. Do check it out. Track number 9 is called Throw Down the Sword. And this one here is a really beautiful, slower song on here where Biff's vocals fit perfectly. So unlike Scarborough Fair, where I felt like that one had his vocals too raspy and everything, this one here, Throw Down the Sword, is a perfect example of what Biff can do on a slower number, where his vocals still sound like they fit beautifully in there. Track number 10 is called Me and You. And this one here was written by his Saxon bandmate Paul Quinn. And it's not what you'd expect. It's not a Saxon sounding number. This one here is an acoustic song, and it's really close and in the vein of the song I Remember You from Skid Row. When I hear Biff start singing it, it's almost like he could be doing that song there. It's a cool number though, but interesting how it branches off there. And then track 11 is called Black and White, and it's a slower rock number on here, but it's got a cool like co-lead vocal thing being done where Biff is singing in 2 different registers and they pair it together on here. It adds a really nice effect to it. And kind of bottom line to this album is that I really do enjoy the varied pace of it. It makes for an interesting listen, and the album grows on me each time I've listened to it. I like also that it opens and closes with more straight ahead rock numbers on here, sort of bookending the album, which is nice. And I think the album showcases Biff's power very well. And I like that in all, this album I think is bringing some much due attention to Biff that he deserves. He's quite an amazing frontman, and I think anything that can shed a little bit of light on that is worthwhile. All right, so there's the front cover of this thing. And there's the back side of it. You can see Biff there and the track listing and everything. We open up the album there. The art, this is art by the same guy there. And if we pop out the disc, you can see it's just plain underneath, but lets you see what it is nonetheless. And we'll pull out the booklet here. Same cover on it. And then it's just lyrics inside here. It's no pictures or anything, but lets you follow along, lets you know who wrote the tracks and things like that. And then the last page here, it lets you know credits and things of that nature, and same image of Biff on the back side of the booklet as the album. But there you go, brand new Biff Byford solo album, School of Hard Knocks. Do check it out, it is recommended, and I hope you enjoy this. All right, if you did, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope everyone has a great day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.